Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that, let's be honest, can cause a lot of questions and maybe even some anxiety: the speculum exam. So, what really goes on during one of these? Our goal here is to replace any uncertainty you might have with some clear, straightforward information. Seriously, by the end of this, you'll get exactly what's happening and why, so you can feel way more in control of your own healthcare. We've got it all broken down into 5 simple parts. We'll start with the why, then walk through how to prepare, the procedure itself, what the doctors are actually looking for, and then wrap up with what happens after it's all done. Okay, let's dive right in. All right, first things first. What in the world is a speculum exam, and why is it even a thing? So you can think of it as a really fundamental tool in gynecology. It's what lets a doctor get a direct, clear look at your cervix and vagina, parts of the body they just couldn't see any other way. It's all about getting a good view to check on your health. This is a perfect example of what your clinician might say to you right before they start. And the key thing here, the most important part, is that they should always be talking to you. They'll tell you it shouldn't be painful and that they'll stop immediately if you ask. Remember, you are always in control. So how do you actually get ready for the exam? It's super simple. And you'll see that every little step is designed to make sure you're comfortable and safe. Each of these steps has a pretty straightforward purpose. Emptying your bladder, that just makes the whole thing physically more comfortable for you. Having a chaperone is totally standard practice. They're there for your security and peace of mind. And of course, absolutely nothing happens without your clear verbal okay first. Right, so before the main event, the clinician will gently press on your abdomen and around your groin. They're just doing a quick check from the outside for any tenderness or unusual swelling. Okay, now for the part everyone wonders about. We're going to walk through the procedure itself step by step, so there are absolutely no surprises. The whole thing is actually really methodical and designed to be gentle. As you can see, it's a 3-step process. The instrument is lubricated, which helps a lot. It's inserted very carefully, and then it's open nice and slow. It's all done with a lot of care. And taking it out is just as careful as putting it in. The speculum is closed, but not completely, and that's important because it makes sure the vaginal walls don't get pinched. And then it's gently rotated and removed. It's a very controlled process from start to finish. So, the speculum is in place. Now what? What is the clinician actually looking for? This is where the real power of the exam comes in. This direct view is just crucial. The clinician is looking for very specific visual clues. Things like unusual discharge, any signs of inflammation, or maybe little growths. These are often the very first signs that something might need a closer look. And this is the goal. This is what a clinician is hoping to see. It's a picture of a healthy, normal-looking cervix, which is obviously a great sign. Now this, on the other hand, is a great example of a really common and usually totally harmless condition called cervical ectropion that the exam can spot. It's just when some cells that are normally inside the cervical canal are visible on the outside. So, while the speculum is holding everything gently in place, the clinician has this perfectly clear, stable view. It makes it the ideal time to take any samples that might be needed, like a quick swab or a cervical smear that gets sent off for testing. This table breaks it down perfectly. Different swabs are taken from specific spots to test for different things. For example, a high vaginal swab can check for stuff like bacterial vaginosis or yeast infection. Other swabs, from a different area, are what's used to screen for STIs like gonorrhea and chlamydia. And this is, without a doubt, one of the most important preventative health screenings out there. For a smear test, a tiny brush is gently rotated 5 times to collect some cells. Those cells then go to a lab where they're analyzed for any changes that could, down the road, lead to cancer. Catching these changes early is everything. All right, so once the visual check is done and any swabs are taken, the examination itself is over. So what happens then as you're wrapping up the appointment? The process doesn't just end when the speculum comes out. You'll get privacy to get dressed, and then the clinician will come back in to chat. They'll tell you what they saw and explain what happens next, so you're never left wondering. And in the meantime, any samples they took are carefully labeled and sent off to the lab. And really, that's what this all boils down to. Just knowing what to expect can totally transform this procedure from something that causes anxiety into a really empowering step in taking charge of your health. It's a simple but absolutely vital tool for preventative care. We really hope this has given you some clarity and reassurance, because when it comes to our health, information is power, right? Let us know in the comments what other complex topic you'd like us to break down for you next time.